Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Aina Rafika binti Salim, a final year student in Bachelor of Science Honours Biology. The title for my FYP project is a review on the research of the endangered tiger, Panthera tigris, what we know so far. I am supervised by Dr. Nur Nadia binti Muhammad Yusuf. Let's begin with the introduction of the tiger. Tiger is one of the largest living carnivores on the planet. In the past 80 years, 3 out of 9 subspecies of tiger have become extinct, which are Bali tiger, Javan tiger, and Caspian tiger due to habitat loss and poaching. South China tiger was listed as critically endangered after being declared extinct in the wild in 2007. As we can see from the chart, the most studied subspecies of tiger is Bengal due to its large population in captivity, thus providing a sufficient sample for the researcher. On the other hand, researchers often face difficulties while trying to study other subspecies due to the extremely scarce sample. Hence, the objective for this paper are to contribute to the tigers' conservation efforts by providing information on tigers. My next aim is to analyze and give an insight on the research that have been done to the tigers. These are the research questions from my review article. The first research question is issues related to genetic variation of tigers, followed by reproductive physiology and parameters, behavior of tigers in different conditions, pathogen affecting tigers and potential new disease, and the last research question is diet and major prey of tiger. Due to South China tiger extinction in the wild, captive breeding without proper genomic planning have been executed during these few last years, thus making South China tiger becomes the tiger subspecies with lowest genetic diversity. Not only that, but the young cubs produced through inbreeding may also be born with the undesirable disease and genetic condition. It was later proved in a study conducted in China that compares the genome between the Siberian and South China tigers in 2022, which state that these two subspecies differ genetically in how they adapt to their environments. Hence, if they have been introduced in any breeding programs, these genes could represent novel genetic burdens for the South China tiger gene pool. Therefore, execution of reintroduction or translocation is vital to preserve the genetic diversity of tigers. There are several feasibility assessments to determine if the place is suitable for reintroduction or not. First, is there any suitable conservation landscape or for reintroduction? Are there enough prey? Is the reintroduction site effectively managed to mitigate threats and to restore the tiger population? And lastly, are local communities support the reintroduction? These 4 assessments should be fulfilled before determining place for reintroduction. Unfortunately, due to large spatial scale and limited funding, many reintroductions planning cannot be executed. Therefore, efforts to preserve the species using assisted reproductive technology or ART are widely studied and implemented in captive tiger. Application of ART such as artificial insemination, in vitro fertilization, and embryo transfer are widely used, especially in captive breeding, to preserve the genetic diversity of tigers. The most popular ART technique that was usually combined with those technologies are sperm and embryo cryopreservation. Due to high mortality of tigers, sperm cryopreservation enables the preservation of epididymal sperm from injured or dead tigers, thus providing sufficient resources for captive breeding. Next, by analyzing the estrus phase using vaginal smear and neutrophil blood count can also increase reproduction success while preventing the aggression towards opposing gender while being introduced. Besides the usage of vaginal smear and neutrophil blood count, estrus phase, which is the most efficient breeding time to produce successful offspring, can also be determined by the observation of tiger behavior. Several studies on estrus phase that have been conducted in Indonesia and United States mention that the estrus behavior expressed by male tiger includes vocalization, flehmen, penile erection, pursuing, mounting, and copulation, while in female are vocalization, flehmen, spray urinating, and tail show to the male. However, the female tigers are extremely particular in choosing their partner, thus their introduction of opposite gender during estrus phase may not always succeed, especially if the partner suffer from any disease. Disease and pathogen affecting tigers has been one of the factors causing declining in tigers' population. During these past few years, most of the studies focus on canine distemper virus, or called as CDV, which have killed many carnivore species such as tigers. The reason is that CDV has long been found by the researcher. However, there is still no solution or prevention to stop CDV from killing our tigers. Not only CDV, but other pathogens such as Escherichia coli, coronavirus, and many more pathogens have been actively taking part in causing mortality of the tiger. Most of the pathogens usually got transmitted to the tigers by the consumption of infected prey. For example, in 2017, there's a CDV outbreak in a zoo located in Guangdong province, China, that was caused by the consumption of stray dogs by tigers in the zoo, thus spreading the CDV to the other animals. This indicates the importance of studies on prey of tigers to avoid any disease transmission to occur. By knowing the major preys of tiger, cross-contamination from eating infected food or prey can be avoided. For example, as noted by a study in 2022, stray wild dogs, which are one of the major prey of tiger, have been vaccinated in efforts to decrease the transmission of disease to the tigers in the wild. Besides that, several studies also started to focus on the reintroduction of major preys of tiger, such as wild boar and gaur, that can significantly increase tigers' population, especially in most conservation centers in Nepal. In conclusion, despite many studies that have been conducted to analyze the genome, reproductive parameters, and observation of behaviors towards wild and captive tiger, there are still many gaps that needs to be fulfilled to prevent this species from extinction. Next, various diseases that have been affecting tigers during these past few years can still be found in tigers in present, indicating there were not enough research done to ensure tigers' survivability both in wild and captive. Lastly, studies in diet and major prey of tiger may provide new approach to help increase the population of tiger, for example, the reintroduction of prey. Moving on to the recommendation, researchers should focus more on the detection of possible disease that might emerge in the wild to prevent local extinction. Next, genomic studies that compare the genomes of all tiger subspecies and their genetical difference in captive should also be increased to avoid reduction of genetic diversity. And lastly, the studies on behavior of tigers towards different way of handling tigers during sample collection may also help the conservation center to use the optimum way in handling tigers to evade any increase in their stress level.